very positive about the future. You know, I had a major setback in the last number of months, but you know, I'm one of the lucky ones, so I'm really looking forward to the future now.
People who don't know, can you just tell your story? You're a decorated player with Longford Town, part-time footballer with Longford Town for many years, FAI Cup winner. Then you signed for Drogheda United a 3-year contract, and what happened after that?
Basically, as soon as I started the contract, they'd done a medical, and it showed up there was an irregularity within the heart. Through further investigation and through a lot of consultation with doctors, they said that it was in my best interest to stop playing soccer. Unfortunately, I wasn't happy about that. You know, I just signed a 3-year contract with the champions of Ireland and within the league, and it was something that I always wanted to do. But unfortunately, I just had to, you know, health comes over anything else, and I had to look on the outside as well. I got family and friends that I had to think of, so it would have been selfish of me to continue on to play soccer.
Well, it must have been a pretty surreal feeling, I suppose, to be told, listen, you find out your professional career as a footballer is over. This was obviously a dream of yours to play professional football, and you're going to a club that was looking at the time like it was going to be dominating the league for the next couple of years. And then, almost before it started, you're told, no, your career is over. But then you have to weigh that up, I suppose, the devastation with that, with the fact that you were lucky enough that the test got done at that time. If you continued playing on for Longford, then you could have gone the way of maybe other players. Your heart could have failed while you were playing.
Absolutely, I'm very lucky, and I'm constantly reminded of how lucky I am, you know, by my parents, you know, other people such as Cormac McAnallen, and weren't as lucky.
Yeah.
Lucky enough for me, Dr. Alan Bourne, he done a stringent test on me, and he was able to tell me exactly what was going on. It was basically, my life was in turmoil. You know, soccer was always what I wanted to do. It was something that I'd been doing since I was about maybe say 5 years of age. So it was going to be my profession for life. So basically I was being made redundant from something that I was wanting to play since I was 5 years of age. But looking back at it now and how I was 6-7 months ago, I'm able to think more clearly of where I was at and where I am now. And I just know in the long run that it's you know, it's best, obviously, that I wasn't to continue on.
Yeah, it must have been pretty hard to deal with, though, the fact that your career, all you'd known really with regards to playing. I mean, you were only part-time at Longford Town, but the amount of effort and training that goes in and the success you had in the field, football was your thing.
Absolutely. I was working like an 8 to 5 job and going straight from that then over to Westminster Town when I was training with Longford Town. Days when I was injured, I was cycling up the training just because I was so dedicated. Even in the off season, like when I went away to America, I joined the gym and I was doing a lot of a training program over there. I was very dedicated. My heart was always in it, and any time I went out onto the pitch, I always gave 100%. I never considered myself a good player. I always considered myself consistent, and I was just very lucky that I won medals, and I'm glad I won them with Longford, because it's my home team, and people appreciate what I've done for them.
Yeah, obviously you've got to look at your future, I suppose, and the financial situation is something as well that you have to consider. Now, you don't get insurance that you'd normally get, let's say, insured as a player if you get injury, because technically it isn't an injury that's ended your career.
That's true. You know, I was well looked into by Stephen McGuinness with the PFAI, and it's not seen as a football-related injury. Whereas if I had broken my leg, there would have been insurance there. Unfortunately, it was one of the bits of bad news that I was getting at the time, so I didn't expect anything less. When you're down, you're down, and
bad rains of pours.
Absolutely. But like now, you accept these things. You know, I can't just be banking on, you know, things to be there for me. I have to make things happen. I've enrolled in college, something that I absolutely love doing, and it's been 11 years since I was in education. So it's a challenge for me to be able to get through. But something like after what I'm after coming through, it's definitely something that I feel I can hit head on.
Something that's made you stronger.
Absolutely. You know, I learned so much about myself over the last 7 months. I kind of kept to myself a lot, and I was within myself. You know, it really affected me because it was, as you say earlier on, it was my career. I got the dream move, something that I'd always wanted to do. And considering what happened at Longford Town last year when we got relegated, it was something it was a plus to be able to go and sign for the champions of our country. But unfortunately, it wasn't meant to be. It wasn't a long stay. But I think most people will, I know my family would rather have me around than a memorial mass to be going to.
Yeah, this is the thing, I suppose. And I know you talked there about looking positive and going to college and stuff like that. But at the time, did you feel cheated? Did you feel like this has been robbed away from you?
Absolutely. It just happened so easily. You know, I remember going to the doctor and the doctor telling me, saying that it was very serious, and I still couldn't believe it. And even to this day, I still find it difficult to accept. But
because it's not something like, it's not like you're permanently on crutches or you've had 2 steel plates put in your leg and that's keeping it together. It's not a physical thing like that. It's internal, so it must be hard even for you to visualise that I can't run for fear of.
Absolutely. Like, and before I even went to Drogheda, when I was away in America, I was like running up mountains and all, and I felt great. There didn't seem to be a problem, but this just seems to be a new thing. I think what happened with Cormac McAnallen, it opened up, you know, for people
the awareness,
and to investigate further, and it seems to be a lot more common now among sports people, or people that are active. But it's something that I've got to deal with. I couldn't just be ignorant to the fact that it was going to happen to me. But if I continued on to play soccer, I think it would have been disrespectful to the families of people who've dropped dead on a pitch or maybe in bed. So I just got to be mindful of where I'm at now in my life and just look forward to the future.
Yeah. Can I ask you just about your impressions of the league before we even go on to that? You obviously were disappointed, and you're in arbitration with Drogheda United now, who have since got obviously their own money troubles as well with regards to the amount of compensation you got. You'd signed a contract for that is still to come, and you've talked about being very disappointed about how you feel you were treated. But how do you feel about that now, and how do you feel about the way maybe Drogheda have gone, and the league as a whole, I suppose, going into some severe financial difficulty the last couple of years?
Yeah, well, I was looking back on it now. Before I started college, I was angry at what was after happening. I was envious of anyone who was playing soccer, even my friends, because they were coming home and they were saying, I wasn't in the team this week, and like, lucky enough for them, they were able to go training the next day.
Yeah.
Even people who were going in training and not giving it their all, I couldn't understand why they were doing it. As with the Drogheda, I hate seeing them in that way, because I met a lot, like the lads that I knew up there, they're good friends of mine, and I wouldn't like to see anyone in that sort of state.
Because they're all now looking at a financial situation with regards to having contracts signed and mortgages and anticipating, like you were, 3 years at least of professional football.
Absolutely, and like a lot of them will have families and houses. Lucky enough, I wasn't in that situation. I don't have any kids, or I'm not married, or haven't got a house, so like they're in a sticky situation.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't want it on anybody, Like I do hope that it all gets sorted out, because I do have a lot of friends there, and the lads up in Drogheda have supported me through thick and thin, sending me text messages and stuff like that. And without a doubt, I hope they get out of it. I think for the league, like they've got such a professional setup. When I went up to Drogheda to see the actual training facilities, it was like top class. And like a team like that shouldn't be in the financial situation that they are in, and I do hope that they get out of it, and I hope to be able to move forward.
Just onto your testimonial and the quality of player that would be there, I suppose it's going to be a massive night.
Yeah, it's going to be fantastic. I'm really looking forward to it. It was something that I hadn't. It wasn't up to me to run. Eamon Donoghue and Stephen Finn had proposed it to Longford Town, and they've been putting the work in all summer. As far as I know, Marco Tardelli is going to be taking part in the game, which is going to be fantastic.
Yeah.
And as well, players who won things with Longford Town, Brian McGovern, Barry Ferguson, and all these players, Stewie Byrne, they're all going to be coming back, and it's going to be fantastic to have everyone there together, and hopefully it's going to be a good night. I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah. Your own memories of your time at Longford Town, looking back and now, what were the highlights for you?
The highlights definitely were winning the cups, winning the first FAI Cup, and then retaining it then the following year. Although we had a bit of luck in both finals with Shane Barrett's offside goal and the second ball that arrived onto the pitch. I'd say as well the League Cup when I scored it in Longford in Flancare against Bohemians, the fact that it was in front of the home crowd. I have pictures up on my wall, to prove that I actually did score a goal within
So you fellas calling that into question?
Plenty of people have been, but it's I had fantastic years at Longford. It was a short space of time. It was only 7 years, but I was lucky to play in 6 cup finals, where a lot of players who've been in the league a lot longer have never been involved in one. I have my medals to prove that that I was successful as a player, and it's at least I know now that my career within the Aircom League wasn't for nothing. I have something there to prove that I was a decent enough player to win something.
The Sunday Sports Show on Newstalk 106 to 108.